Hi, Tony Marriott here, and welcome to this video in which we're going to cover adding additional security to your WP Pipeline master blog. Now, I've just installed a fresh new blog, and I'm going to log in now. I've been a little bit errant, and I've named my password and login. I've named my username admin, and the password admin. That's pretty awful, but we'll just work our way through this, and you'll see where I'm going with this. Okay, once we're in here, we are going to look at installing our WP Pipeline plugin. But before we go anywhere near that, we're going to put some proper security in the blog. So the first thing we're going to do, we can see up here on the left-hand side, updates need doing. So I'm just going to click on those updates and see what they are. Now, we need to update the WordPress version. That's an obvious thing to do. So let's just update that now. Take a few seconds to upgrade. And bang, we're up to the latest version. Now there's still some more updates to do, and we'll notice that we have Akismet installed and we have some themes installed. So I'm going to update the themes. Again, that will take just a few seconds to update them, and they're all done. And back to updates once more, and you can see I have Akismet. This is a standard on a newly installed blog, but we're not going to use Akismet at all. So if we don't need it, let's not have it on the blog in the first place. So I think I'm going to delete that. So I'm going to go into plugins, installed plugins, and you'll notice that you've actually got in the plugin page, we have the standard default plugins that come with every WordPress install, the Hello Dolly and the Akismet. Now, I'm not going to use either of those, so I don't want them on the blog. Anything that we don't need, let's not have. It's something that doesn't need to be updated. It's something that nobody can use to hack in or access our blogs. So let's just get rid of them. So I'm going to delete those. And yep, I'm going to delete all the files. And similarly, I'm going to go to Appearance and Themes. And I'm going to use the default 2011 theme, but I'm actually going to delete the default 2010 theme here. So let's just delete that one as well. We don't need it. We don't want it. Let's just get rid of it. Okay, let's slim that down. And we've done our updates. So the next thing I'm going to do, we're going to look at trying to make our blog a little bit more invisible. So let's go to Settings and go to Privacy. And this enables us to ask search engines not to index this site. Now, obviously, if our website is not indexed in Google or the other search engines, no hackers can find it, and therefore nobody's going to make any attempt to hack into the site anyway. So that's one level of security. So let me just save the changes on that. The next thing I'm going to do is just look at the site itself. So here we are. This is my front page of the site, and you recognize this. It's a 2011 theme. I've got a name of the site up here, lifelonghosting.net, and I've got my normal Hello World here. And if I look, there's a sample page. If I click on that sample page, you can see, in fact, that there it is. What you will notice down the bottom, it says leave a reply. So that's an opportunity for somebody to comment or come to our blog. We don't really want that. So let me just go back to the home a moment, and we can also see something else on the side. We'll see that we've got recent posts in there to link to, and what's worse, we've got the site admin to link to, etc. So we kind of want to get rid of that. So let's just go back in and do that and make ourselves a little bit more invisible again. So back in the dashboard, I'm going to go to Posts, All Posts, and I'm simply going to go to the Hello World, and I'm going to trash it. I'm similarly going to go to Pages, go to All Pages, and I'm going to trash that. I'm also going to go to Appearance and Widgets, and over here you'll see the meta, which is where all the links were, and I'm simply going to drag that out and drop that back in here and get rid of that. And one final thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Settings again and go to General. And this time I'm going to take out my site title. Let me just delete that and save the changes. Okay, now if I go back and look at the site that's presented to the outside world and I refresh that, then first of all the page says nothing found. We've got no links over here on the right hand side, we've got nothing to play with, so no name up here and no clue to what it is. So we've got a nice innocuous looking front end, something that's completely boring and useless for Google and the other search engines to want to index, and that's another level of security we've now added. Okay, now the only thing now here that gives anything away is this down here, which says proudly powered by WordPress. So we're going to lose that as well, just to be sure. So we'll go back to my dashboard again. In this case, we're going to go to Appearance and Editor. As we've only got one theme, it'll come in and drop us into the theme editor, and we need to look into the footer. So we look on the right hand side to footer.php, and at the bottom of the footer we'll see a little bit of script which says href equals blah 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 blah, and in there you'll see this proudly powered by, and what we need to do is simply highlight the chevron A href equals right through to the end chevron A. So we take that entire link out. Let's just cut that away, update the file, and now if we go back to our blog and refresh that, you will see that bottom link has now disappeared. Okay, I'm back at our master blog. We've got one final change to do, and if you remember, I had the name and password of admin and admin, which would be very weak and very insecure. So what I'm going to do is, first off, I've got to install another plugin, and this one's called Admin Username Changer. Now we're going to install that one. And you'll now see a username or admin username menu link at the top. So we just click that one. That will tell you your current username is admin, and I can now change that to something better. So I'm going to change that to TonyBlog22. You can change to anything you like, but something that's just not admin. So let's just change that. And okay, that's done. And it says you need to log out and back in. Well, as soon as you try and do anything, it'll automatically log you out. So you'll need to log back in again with your new username. And the same password. And of course we changed the username, so now we're going to put in a strong password. And we do that from Users, Your Profile. And if you scroll right to the bottom, you'll see we can put a new password in. You need to put it in twice. And make sure obviously they match and that you've got a strong password. And then you can update your profile. And now if you log out, you'll now find your new password. We'll log you back in successfully, and there you are, you've now updated. So that's the first level of security that we've put on the blog. There's fairly simple stuff on there. In the next video, we'll look at adding some additional plugins and some much tougher security for our blog.